Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as Captain P67. We're back here today for another God build video for you. So as you can see from the few intro clips just at the start of the footage, this is my Frostburn Necromancer build. I basically made this build within 2 days, but within making it in 2 days, just literally had a few people come through on the stream asking about the build and just interested and intrigued by the build as well. So yeah, if you're new to my streams and my content, I make sort of all my builds live on stream. I make everything fresh, organic, and try and experiment a lot on the stream as well. But yeah, like I said, I literally just made it in 2 days. People really like the build. I ended up pushing a higher corruption with it. All the footage that you saw was at 300 corruption plus, so it's definitely viable for endgame. And we're literally blitzing everything at 300 plus. So we're on about 350 on average for most of the echoes. But it literally just destroys and melts everything. But without further ado, let's get into the build. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be as quick as I can. If you want a more of an in-depth like explanation or a guide, just join the Twitch streams. Links will be in the description below for you. And I'm more than happy to talk over the build in depth there. But as far as this goes, we'll make this short and sweet. And then I'll try and include as much info as I can and we'll get blasting. So first and foremost, we'll get into the gear. So as regards to gear goes, we've got a helmet with armor, endurance, intelligence to scale the damage, volatile zombies, increased minion damage, which is mainly a minion build, so any of those sorts you can get minion damage increase is great. Crit strike avoidance, ward resistance, void resistance. And then we've gone for the chest piece, and on here we got implicit armor, crit strike chance for me, crit strike chance for my minions, very important. Also intelligence, very important. So if you can get crit chance, intelligence, and minion damage on any of your gear towards this build, it will help you out a lot. 17 intelligence, 115 crit for me, 115 crit for my minions, 39 necrotic resistance, 64 health additional, and increased physical spell critical strike chance, which is bleed chance crits as well. In regards to amulet, this is definitely recommended. The Frozen Eyes of Formosus gives me necrotic spell damage additional, which I'm doing necrotic off Rip Blood. Freeze rate per stack of chill, mean I can get extra freeze rate per stack of chill from my attacks alone. And the minions freeze rate per stack of chill, which is very important. Skeletal mages will proc with this very well, as well as your other minions who are going to the tree. We can also chance to chill and hit from myself. So not only do my minions freeze, whenever I do an attack, I get a chance to chill, which induces the freeze rate per stack of chill, so it all sinks in. And last but not least, 88 increased minion cold damage. So it all scales from my damage from the cold, as well as the minions damage from the cold, and that scales nicely. Now I have slammed spell damage and armor shred and frailty, which you're going to need on any sort of build pretty much. So make sure you include frailty somewhere and armor shred also. In regards to the wand, you can use any wand in the game or any weapon in the game. However, very important, if you want to get that increased damage, make sure the suffixes have additional minion spell damage. So increased damage over time for me, increased spell damage for me, and then minion spell damage increases all my minions damage overall. Could be the bow damage if you're using bows, but obviously we're going to be using spells for most of my minions, so spell damage is a 1. Plus additional fire penetration, very important with this for the flame rate. However, you can go cold penetration in regards to scaling the skeletal mage's damage, but since the flame race here has so much damage and we're using volatile zombies, fire penetration is more beneficial. As far as rings goes, we've got cyclic putrescence. I've slammed a 12 intelligence in here, elemental resistance, and as far as this ring goes, we are using volatile zombies. So every time we bring out 6 zombies, they'll divide into 3, then divide into 1, but they'll keep repeating and recycling, bringing themselves back, because we've always got procs going off on the screen. Belt-wise, we've got minion damage, chance to find potions, more health, dodge rating. Volatile zombies, very important. If you saw the start of the clips, we've got a lot of burst damage. So whenever I take a potion, not only do we do mega burst damage, but we also get a lot of ward, because you can see the ward goes up, my HP goes up, and I'll go through that with you in regards to the skills. So it's pretty awesome. So if you can get any sort of additional chance to find potions, as well as volatile zombies summon and potion, that would be phenomenal. Or the boots, when you teleport or transplant, you bring zombies with you. We've gone for the red ring of Elatria as normal, as in regards to all the buffs, mana regen, health regen, resistances, attributes all covered as well, as movement speed, so it's all phenomenal. And in regards to the offhand, these type of offhands, you want the implicits for minion damage, minion health. We've got intelligence to scale the damage for ourselves again, as well as the ward retention. We've got minion damage, minion health, necrotic resistance, elemental resistance, crit strike chance, proc those crits even more. As far as gloves goes, we've got armor, void resistance, intelligence against scale, minion damage to scale again, fizz res to cut off all the, cap off all the maximum resistances, more additional health. And then as we've gone for a low life, 11% of current health lost per second, 11% missing health gained as ward per second. So that's a low life build, and it converts all your HP into ward. That's why I have so much ward and ward retention overall with the intelligence gain as well. As far as boots, we've gone foot of the mountain, armor, increased movement speed. We slammed in intelligence on here with 72 armor additional. We also get additional 28 endurance, 12 to our attributes, which will scale the damage up, and the mana cost when you're standing still as well, which is phenomenal. Now this is very, very important, and if you could possibly get +4 to summon Skeletal Mage, that would be absolutely phenomenal. I've got a +1 on here, however, I also got a tier 7 increased damage over time. It'd be more beneficial to get summon Skeletal Mages plus if you can, if possible, and any sort of minion extra damage will be beneficial. We also got poison resistance, void resistance on there. We also get additional endurance again. We get 1 to our acolyte skills. Definitely recommend this relic in particular, so try and rock this if possible, and again try and get as much minion damage and skeletal plus skeletal mage skills as well if possible. Stop with the endurance. Whenever you kill enemies, you also get ward equal to 2 to 5% of its maximum health as well, so that will keep the ward going up. Now next part of it, we'll go to the idols real quick. So just keep as much HP as you can, since any low life builds benefit off more HP. We've got increased health here. I've got increased minion cooldown recovery speed. Now this is very, very important for your minion skills. So if you've got certain skills off minions that proc a certain way, skeletal mages for the firing from their procs, from their bolts, which we've converted to cold. This will make them shoot a lot quicker and do more, as well as the flame rates, everything else in between, and it definitely helps out a lot. Now we've got this as one idol, 51% chance to summon flame wraith instead of normal wraith. Most of the time it plucks flame wraiths of 51%, it's very high, but I've done it on purpose to mix and match it. So not only have we got flame wraiths doing long range damage, we've also got melee ones. Sometimes when you bring a lot of flame wraiths out, if they get rushed down, they can't kind of defend themselves per se. So if you get a normal regular mate, you can cover close quarters, and you can have them as bodyguards around you even. So you can have a lot of minion melee ones to protect you from close quarters, but you can also have flame wraiths doing damage from far as well. We've got ward retention there again. You can all see it sinking in. High intelligence, a lot of ward retention. This one as well, chance to chill with necrotic skills. So in some of the footage, or if you see the footage, I'll link in the description below a full mono clear, the boss clear as well. Whenever we're fighting, the way it works is we're stun locking enemies just dead straight. They can't move. The flame rates are doing damage, and we're just capping that damage like crazy. Whereas enemies can't do nothing. That includes the chance to chill with necrotic. So we freeze any enemies on the screen. We do a lot of damage to them. Our minions do damage to them. They can't move, and we just kill them. We've also got chance to apply Mark for Death on hit. Again, Mark for Death is a very great skill. So Mark for Death is a curse that lasts for 8 seconds, reduces all resistances by 25%. It cannot stack, but you only need to proc once. And because we've got so many minions, we're averaging about 15-20 minions on the screen each time. We can go up to 40 to 50 plus though. So I was proccing that, and then the rest of it kicks in with the cold and everything else. Increased health, more ward retention. Minion, chance to inflict plague on hits. We also got additional benefactors to the build. Also got plague as well as every other damage. But this is very important more for endgame. 6% less damage taken over time. So whenever you get to higher corruption, you can get kind of one-shotted of bleed procs and other ones. But if you got this on, reduces the damage per se. You can kind of recover quicker as well. And it's beneficial for like defense. But it also got the offense with the plague on hit. Plague on hit is another, again, damage over time poison. It's one of the stronger poison damage, and it procs for each individual person. It can't stack, but that damage and that damage over time procs in is just great. And then on top of that, we got 7 health on kills. So in regards to keeping up the ward and the retention, the survivability, whenever we kill anything, we get more health back. Kind of converts to our ward as well. And on top of that, we got that fizz res capped as well. Next, we'll get to the blessings real quick. So in regards to blessings, you can use this first known for experience. It's always good for you, like leveling your character, building your character. That's on the first one. That's for the outcasts. As in regards to stolen lance, this is just irrelevant really. So just rock whatever on there. What you're going to get increased rate. I've gone for additional crit chance on this one. You can go for many different ones on the Black Sun. Could even go for crit strike multiplier, but because I wanted to make sure I proc my own crits every time we hit him, when we do hit, I've gone for crit chance. But again, you can rock with whatever you want. And of course, your gear is your gear. So if you've already got maximum crit chance in your build already, just go for something else and build off how your build works. Everyone's different, everyone builds different, but just make sure you benefit yourself and how your build works. Again, this is another blessing, random drop, two-handed drop rate for the axe, don't need that. This is very, very, very important now. When I go over the skills, I'll go over an overview with the skeletal mages, and you can scale the damage. So the higher mana you get, the more damage you can get with your skeletal mages. Again, this isn't a min-max. I haven't min-maxed this build yet. Like I said, I only made it in 2 days, but because I'm making several other builds, I'd rather just get more and more builds out rather than trying to sit there min-max everything and like slowing down my process basically. But I've already started working on the sorcerer, so you can come and check that out. I'm already on level 86 pushing in game, and that's pretty godly. But yeah, in regards to mana, get this and try and get the maximum blessing, which is 90, I believe. And yeah, and then that'll scale the damage, very important. This one, increase 1 shard drop rate, again, irrelevant, but just pick whatever you need. Crit strike avoidance, very important. Cap your crit strike avoidance 100%. That's what you want to really focus on. Another one with the blessing, shard drop rate, don't really need much about that. However, on regards to Age of Winter, because we got the chance to chill and Formosus, to do more damage, I did Frostbite. So whenever I proc him, I hit him with Frostbite. I do more damage over time. My Frostbite does damage over time. Then we have Plague, Necrotic, Fire. You know, you see how it goes with the bleed and everything else in between as well. And then the last one, very, very, very important for Spirits of Fire. On the blessing itself, you can get 100%. If you can try and get too close to that, try and get like 95 or above. Don't be lazy with it again. Just try and push for the best blessing. But minion damage, 97% is phenomenal. So try and get that as best as you can. And we got 97 on there. Now, next one we got is the skills. So we'll quickly go over the skills for you. If there's anything blocking the camera, I'll just mention the node or go over it. But again, if you feel like I missed anything that you can't see right now, or you missed it, too much information, too quick for you at the time, just join the Twitch, the live streams. I'm live every day on Twitch as well. So we've got some volatile zombies. We've gone over here, pow. You can take a screenshot of these. We've got more damage and movement speed over here. We got more movement speed over here. Now this is very important. In regards to the build, I'll go over the skills. These will proc skeletal vanguard. So every time volatile zombies explode and die, they'll bring volatile vanguards, skeleton vanguards. We then explode these vanguards on the screen through profane ablation, and it kind of procs in sync. So you're constantly seeing constant explosion from the zombies as well as these, and there's always minions dying. I'm getting HP, ward back. It's just a crazy cycle. More damage over here, more healing from your zombies when they explode. We also get necromantic fervor, so now it grants ward rather than health. So whenever zombies die, I get ward. Again, it all scales, pretty godly. I've also added infernal shade with this as well, which is awesome. More damage, additional damage. That does 2.2k off base. I've also added a bone pack, which does marrow shards as well. So whenever a zombie dies, we do marrow shards, causing bleed effects, bleed damage, and that's another 2.2k on top. So it all adds up and all scales with the minions itself. Gone over here again for stun chance. We got damage to boss rare enemies plus 30. We can kill anything at 16%. So this is very important to super kill anything in the game. Doesn't matter if it's a boss, elite, whatever. 16% HP, it dies. More volatile zombies here, more procs, everything. And again, I mentioned a lot of zombies on the screen. So when the zombies die, we get ward, etc. So we got more parasites as well. So we can have up to additional 40 to 50 minions, zombies on the screen. And each minion or zombie that hits an enemy causes bleed. And it all procs. And the more we have, the more damage we do. It's pretty insane. Transplant, we're going over here. So we're going for these skills. Again, I think you can see everything anyway. So you can just screenshot this. We get more haste and frenzy over here. Additional body detonates. Curse around the body, bone curse. More health over here. We've gone over here for more cast speed, cooldown, recovery speed. More armor, less damage taken over time, which is phenomenal. Then we got bone armor affected increase. Bone armor lasts longer here. Whenever I use transplant, I leave behind a bone minion, which is another additional minion, does more damage to the enemies. We've got more minions. And we've also got this. So whenever I transplant, I also sacrifice a minion. So since there's all those minions on the screen, whenever I use transplant, my transplant is 4.3. It says here, but it's probably a little bit lower. Yeah, we explode zombies on the screen as well, which is awesome. More damage. Now, in regards to summon flame rates, we've always got flame rates on the screen constantly. So if we got over here, we've gone for this. So we can summon race at target location. So the reason why I've done this is I've tried and tested it with our summon race, but sometimes you summon a race next to a boss or a minion, or not a minion, an enemy that's strong, they will die instantly, so there's no point. Whereas if you can control where you want to position them, it's so much better. You can put one north, south, east, west, and you can have a target in the middle. Then they can get max DPS, and if they do get focused on, they'll kind of survive as well. So it's very important to have that. Over here we've got necrotic damage, which isn't as important because we can convert it to flame, but we have to proc 2 to go over to this part of the tree. Now this one's important, I'd say. You want summoning cast speed, so you want your flame rate to come out super quick, and you want the efficiency so you can proc loads, and I'll show you that as well. We get movement speed for them for here, 15%. We get additional rates over here, so we have 8 rates included. We have flame wraith chance, so we only need one idol. We've got a higher chance of proccing it, but we also do additional plus 10% damage on top of that. We've also gone for this crit strike chance. So wraiths have improved base critical strike chance when you summon a wraith. You gain increased crit strike chance. So if you saw the armor, we got a lot of crit strike for the minions, but we're pretty much guaranteed procs all the time. Hence why we do so much damage so quick. This one, we've gone for 2 out of 3. So additional crit strike chance. I've already said that we got already capping at crits. So there's no point adding crit chance. We're losing a point. So we've only gone 2 into here. We didn't need anything else. Crit damage leads to health. So that kind of gives you maintenance for your wraiths as well. Wraiths, crit strikes deal more damage. So we've got crit strike multiplier off the wraiths themselves, more minion damage. And then health decay, so they did decay a lot slower, and we got a lot of health anyway, so that's a lot longer. Survive more, do more DPS. And your critical strikes restore health to your race. So whereas I'm critting and proccing, I can restore my race, they can restore themselves, mega damage, and it procs and scales. Summon Skeletal over here, the Summon Skeletal. So we want additional spell damage from over here. I'll go into this in a second, but the Skeletal Mage, as I mentioned, the Formosus and the Chill, we've converted it all to cold. So we've always got Cryomancer mages rather than regulars. We've got increased damage with this, and we also got additional freeze rate and stun. So not only are we stunning them from the zombies exploding, we do freeze them, but enemies, bosses, anyone literally gets stunned and just stays still for a few seconds, as well as getting frozen and getting procced. Now, where I mentioned the Skeletal Vanguards, Profane Ablation procs off Skeletal Vanguards. So like I said, volatile zombies come into the picture, they then explode, they do mega damage, they die, we get ward, we get HP. When they die, they explode and release a Skeletal Vanguard in replace of that. So they come on the screen, they do physical melee damage. We then use Profane Ablation to explode them to do more damage. They die, we get ward and more damage back. And then cycle repeats. As far as the cycle of penetration, will recycle a zombie, make that explode, bring more Skeletal Vanguards, and it just gets insane. It's super awesome. So basically, constant explosion on the screen, constant damage, and this scales up pretty nice. So we get 7.4k off that alone, on top of that on crowd control. That's off base, but that will scale with more intelligence and your necrotic and everything else, and your minion damage as well. Here we got extra projectile chance over here. I have got 4 Skeletal Vanguards and I found it perfect. I tried it with 3, tried it with 5, but I found 4 perfect, absolutely perfect with this build. Here we got cast speed, attack speed, more damage. This means I do frenzy. Now this is very important. Now as I mentioned before to you about your mana scaling, if you can get a lot of mana, Skeletal Mages deal more damage based on your maximum mana. So the more mana I get, or the more mana you can stack, Skeletal Mages will scale that and do more damage. And it can go up to +5. We've got +2 at the moment. But again, like I said, if you get off that relic, +4 to Skeletal Zombies, Skeletal Mages, then you could get more on damage of this, and it's just super awesome. Now, last but not least in skills, we've gone for Rip Blood as we do. We got global spell damage, which globally procs and makes everything go, including my minions from what testing I've done and seen. It's pretty awesome. So we buff ourselves, we buff our minions, we buff everything on the screen, as well as doing damage. And we also changed physical to necrotic. So remember that amulet from the Formosus, more necrotic damage off base. Now, anytime we get blood orbs, they give us ward instead of health. So not only do we get additional ward by using this, it just keeps our survivability going, everything stacking and scaling. We've got a lot of cast speed with this as well. And also another one, when we proc with Rip Blood, we can kind of prioritize a target. So if we find this threat that we want to take out, we proc them with that. Flame Race, Volatile Zombies, Skeletal Vanguards, Bone Minions, Skeletal Mage will just force and finish those as quick as they can. Minion, we have bleed as well on our build as well, so that physical I was talking about earlier, and the minions have bleed, which I'll go for as well. And then here, blood orbs restore more health based on your intelligence stat. Hematology, very important. And then this one I'm sure you can see as well, but it's slightly off the screen. Blood orbs now grant you mana, so we also get mana, ward, everything. It scales really well, so it's super awesome. And then when we gone for the skills now, we'll go with the passive super quick. So in regards to the first board, Acolyte, you want to go 8 out of 8 from Blood Aura. You want to go 1 out of 5 for Blood Pact. You want to go 3 out of 5 for Crimson Gluttony. And again, I've tweaked and tested all these to perfection, I believe, and it works perfect for me. But build how you want to build and make sure it works for you. Forbidden Knowledge, we've gone for 3 out of 8 since we found everything and we capped everything already. Mania, Mortality, 1 out of 10 there. And then 3 out of 5 for Unnatural Preservation, for Ward Retention, Necrotic and Poison Resistance. I haven't got all my resistances capped, so that's why we got that the way we got it. And next one would be the Necromancer. So 5 out of 8 for Elixir of Hunger. This will give you more cast speed for your minions and more damage and for yourself. So it buffs you, buffs your minions, more attack speed, cast speed for you and your minions, and it's just pretty godly since you get more HP as well. This one gives you more ward retention, and like I said, Ward granted and minion deaths. Anytime my minions die, I get ward and that. We have 40 to 50 minions when we go crazy on the screen, and then we get a lot of ward, so it gets pretty crazy. Life drinker, percent of minions HP, so whenever you drink a potion, and we have a lot of potions, I get HP, kill one of my zombies, take 60% of their HP, but if you link it with soul drinker on top, we get additional ward, additional like 500 on top of that. So drink a potion, get HP back, we get more ward and ward retention. It just all sinks in. Synergy is perfect. And then we're going for increased health regen. So when I stay alive, obviously, and have survivability for me, and minion health regen for my minions as well. So only really flame rate, skeletal mage you want to keep alive. Volatile zombies explode. The rest of them are quite throwaway sort of zombies to proc what we need to proc. But with this, it gives additional for you and your minions, just godly, and it just keeps survivability. The longer your minions can stay alive, the more DPS you got. But if they are dying constantly, you constantly having to revive them. You can lose mana, lose your DPS. So you want to have some sort of like HP for them as well. But this is definitely the best way to do it, with the offhand as well as the nodes in here as well. And this one very important. So we've got minion attack speed, cast speed. This scales everything, which is important. We've got 5 out of 5 frantic summons, 1 out of 5 for effigies. So more minion damage, fire damage, and if we get hit, we get a chance to proc. We'll chance consume one of our zombies and steal its health, which procs into this with this, so survivability is up there. Also increase main health. If you're feeling a bit low on HP, you can proc more into this and just sacrifice a bit of damage, but again, just go for what works best for your build. This one, crit strike chance for damage, more crit strike chance, life leech as well. We've gone 5 out of 5 for River of Bones. Heresy, we've gone 10 out of 10 for intelligence, minion crit strike chance. This one here, Moonlight Pyre, we've gone 3 out of 10 because you have to proc into this node. But again, if you got any spare points, you can do more minion fire damage, more minion necrotic. Does scale off both, since we're doing profane ablation. That's minion necrotic damage right there, and then flame race do minion fire damage on top anyway. And then this one gives you more resistances for necrotic elemental to cap it, but your minions do increase necrotic, which I've just explained, and elemental. Since we're doing freeze, we're doing fire damage with our build, or cold damage and fire with our minions. We're covering the elemental, which scales nicely, 150. Insane. And we got into this one as well. So minion crit strike multiplier, more crit strike from our minions. Since we've got our crit chance high, so high rolls critting on top. Minion chill chance, more crowd control, more frozen damage, and more cold damage. And that scales as well. And then last but not least, this one for skeletal mage, so we can proc an additional. So we got 4 skeletal mages of this. Warlock itself is great. You want to proc into this for this one. Chaos Flames, we've gone 5 out of 8. Now this gives me additional fire damage for me, ignite with my fire skills, necrotic for me, and damn chance as well. However, the last node applies to minions. So whatever I get, this will apply to minions. So minions will do more fire damage, necrotic, everything just scales so well. And then we got this one for the intelligence as well. Occultist Mind, we've gone 5 out of 5. You gain additional mana per point of intelligence. So the more intelligence we get, the more mana we're going to get, and that will scale the skeletal mages again. So again, you could scale this super high if you want to put more into that. And then last but not least, in regards to Lich, we've just gone for this one, Apocryphia. We've gone 10 out of 10 for here. So we've got more intelligence, more mana regen. Very important to keep the flame race going and skeletal mages. So we're never having any mana issues whatsoever. And then last node in here, we've got, I mentioned before, all the procs I've got are going crazy. However, since we can have sometimes 40 to 50 minions on the screen with all the craziness going on, if your minions have a chance to bleed the enemies, it's only 7% per se, but we're always bleeding the enemies on top of that. So we're doing more damage and more DPS. And a lot of bleed stacks can cause a lot of damage quickly and burst damage to enemies as well. So that's covered for you. So that's the passive done now. And last but not least, I'm just going to quickly go over this for you. So I mentioned, again, we'll go over these, and if they is blocked by certain things, you can just join the stream and see it more in depth. But we've got all the resistances capped. We've got 180 attributes in total, so we've got a damage reduction for the red ring Velatria as well. So if you get 180 attributes when you got one of these rings, you get 10% less damage taken as well, so you can proc more into that. In regards to resistances, we've got all the resistances capped, and increased damage over time, 275. Crit strike avoidance, 101. And the most important, I'd say, overall is the minion damage. So with this, we currently got a base of 578 minion damage. Minion spell damage does increase 624%, so we got that high. And you can see the rest of the numbers here. And then even look at the minion cold damage, 886 off base. And the minion crit strike multiplier as well. But yeah, folks, that is the build for you. So as you play, I'll just quickly show you how it works. You just proc out 8 flame race or minions. You get your skeletal vanguards. You can see these skeletal vanguards as well. So you got 4, 3, 7, 8, plus another 8, that's 16, and then volatile zombies on top. So it's about 15, 20 minions on average on the screen constantly. They explode, they proc into each other. Whenever anything happens on the screen, we get HP, we get ward back, and we're constantly doing damage. And that's the build for you, folks. So like I said, I made it in 2 days and people really liked it. I'm already working on a new sorcerer build, so you might want to check that out. But links will be in the description below. And that is my Frostburn Necromancer build for you. So I'm making builds all the time. Different builds, varied builds, all original builds live on stream. Links will be in the description below for you. So if you enjoy the content and want to support further on my Twitch channel, you can follow the channel, you can sub, you can gift a sub, you can tip, you can donate. And if you want to support the YouTube channel in any way, shape or form, you can like the video, you can comment on the video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you need any help on the game, you got any questions, like I said, I do stream on Twitch every day, so I'm more than happy to help if you want to join the stream there. But apart from that, thanks for the time. Wherever you are, have a good morning, have a good night, have a good evening. I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, and peace out.